RACV is committed to ensuring everyone starting their driving journey is equipped with the right skills to protect their safety and ultimately help reduce the number of serious crashes and fatalities on our roads. If you're learning how to drive, here are 6 lessons to help you become a safer and more confident driver on the roads. First, check for hazards and indicate for at least 5 seconds to signal your intention to move off. Once safe, move off from your starting position by applying gradual pressure to the accelerator. As you approach the intersection, check your mirrors, then indicate to turn left and apply pressure to the brake to slow down to a stop. Look both ways and wait until there's a suitable gap in traffic. Pull out into the gap by gradually accelerating and turning your wheel to the left. Straighten the wheel back to a neutral position with your hands in the 9 and 3 position. Okay, let's give it a try. So first, check your hazards and signal for 5 seconds. Once safe, accelerate to move off. As you approach the intersection, check your mirrors, signal left and come to a stop. Find a gap, turn left and straighten the wheel. There are 2 types of merging. When there are 2 lanes joining together without a dashed line, the car at the rear must give way to the vehicle ahead. But when there's a dashed line, the vehicle crossing the line must give way to the vehicles in the other lane. So we have a lane ending ahead, and I'm going to indicate and check my mirrors and my blind spot, and I have to give way to any traffic in the lane next to me because I'm crossing this dotted line. So I'm approaching the lane ending without a dashed line, and I need to give way to any traffic in front of me. So it's clear to go. The car behind me was giving way to me because they were behind me. When entering a roundabout, always give way to any vehicles that have already entered the roundabout. To go straight through the roundabout, keep your indicator off and continue in the same lane through the roundabout by following the lane markings. When exiting on the left, indicate left and stay in the left lane. When you want to exit on the right, indicate right and stay in the right lane and follow any lane markings through the roundabout. Before you exit the roundabout, indicate left if you can. Okay, let's give it a try. I'm going to give way to any traffic that's already in the roundabout. This traffic is turning and exiting, so I've got time to enter without delaying any of that traffic, and I'll signal left before I leave the roundabout and just check for any hazards. So I'm going to be turning left at this roundabout. I'll move into the left lane. There's a red car that's entering on the opposite side that's going straight and will block any traffic, so I can turn left. Because we're going to take an exit on the right side of the roundabout, I'm going to stay in the right lane and signal right. Bit of traffic here today, so we'll be patient. This black car is going to go straight and block the traffic on my right so I can proceed. I'll stay in the right lane as I enter and then signal left and check for any hazards before I leave the roundabout. When making a 3-point turn, turn on your left indicator and check for hazards with a mirror check and a head check before stopping at the curb. Once stationary, indicate right. Check your mirrors and blind spot with a head check and give way to any traffic before commencing the turn. Once safe, proceed across the road to the opposite curb. Next, look behind you and in both directions before and while you're reversing. Check both ways for any hazards. Then, once safe to do so, drive forward to complete the turn. So to do this 3-point turn, I'm putting my left indicator on and checking for hazards with my mirror check and head check. I'm pulling over to the curb. Then I'm going to indicate right. I'm checking my mirrors and blind spot with a head check and giving way to any traffic before I start turning. When it's safe, I'm proceeding across the road to the opposite curb. Now I'm looking behind me and in both directions before and while I'm reversing slowly backwards. Now I've checked both ways and there's no hazards, so I'm going to drive forward to complete the turn. First, check your rear and side mirrors and indicate. Take it nice and easy as you move forward, stopping when your window lines up with the car's front bumper next to you. Check your mirrors and head check your blind spots, then gently reverse. When you see the end of the other car in your rear side window, turn the steering wheel 1/2 rotation to the left. When your back tyre is about 30 centimetres away from the curb, or when you can no longer see the curb in your left mirror, turn the steering wheel all the way to the right. Straighten up the wheel and continue to reverse into the space. Then simply edge forward to make sure there's space between your car and the other cars around you. Okay, let's give it a try. First, I'm going to check my mirrors and then indicate, and I'm going to pull up slowly and stop when I can see the front bumper of that vehicle in my side passenger window. Then I'm going to check my mirrors and head check my blind spots and gently reverse. When I can see the rear of that vehicle in my rear passenger window, then I'll stop and then turn my wheel half a turn so it's upside down and reverse back slowly. So when my back tyre is about 30 centimetres away from the curb, then I can turn the steering wheel all the way to the right. Straighten up the car. When the car's straight, straighten up the wheel and simply edge forward to make sure that there's about 1 to 2 metres away from the car in front of me. First, enter the intersection in the left lane. Move forward to the line marking or until you're at the far side of the intersection. Make sure you don't cross over into any bike lanes or pedestrian crossings. Wait here until the traffic lights on the road you're heading into turn green. Check that all traffic is cleared, then turn and continue straight ahead. Now we're entering a hook turn intersection, so I'm slowly moving forward to the line marking and avoiding any bike lanes or pedestrian crossings. I'll wait here until the traffic lights on the road I'm turning into turn green. Making sure traffic is clear, then I'm turning right and completing the turn. Learning to drive with RACV is not just about passing a test, but developing the necessary skills to get you home safely, not just today, but for life. Become a safe and confident driver with RACV Drive School. Find an instructor near you at racv.com.au/drive school.